Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we are doing a really cool wreath using this Dollar Tree evergreen, and if you have not tried a wreath like this, you're going to love how easy it is to make. Now I already have made a wreath like that, which is that one in the corner. I will link it in the comments below if you want to watch that video. And I decided I just have to do a Christmas one using this evergreen. This video is part of a collab called Mr. and Mrs Claus Travel Around the World, and it is hosted by the ladies at Deco. In the description box below, you will find a playlist. Please click on that playlist so you can see all the gorgeous Christmas creations that the rest of these very talented creators did. Let's get started on our gorgeous Christmas evergreen wreath. First thing I'm going to do is prepare our evergreen wreath. All I'm doing here is I'm bringing all the greenery from the back to the front. You just want all the branches to be on one side of the wreath form. Don't worry about making it pretty because it's all pretty much going to get covered. Now let's talk about the deco mesh I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this beautiful Burlap Christmas deco mesh. It is 9.5 inches in width and 19 feet in length. 19 feet is 228 inches. I'm going to divide the 228 inches by 8, which is going to give us 28.5. So we are going to make 28-inch strips. I always round it down just in case there's not enough deco mesh or it was measured wrong. So about 28-inch strips. If you're using a cutting mat like I'm using, it is 24 inches from measurement to measurement, plus on each side there's a half inch. So we have 24.5. I'm going to grab a ruler, and where it says 3.5, my 3.5 mark is going to meet up straight with my board, which is going to give me 4 inches plus the 24 here. Bring it to the side so you guys can see this end of it, and I'm just going to start cutting. To cut your deco mesh, you can either use a rotary cutter, you can use a heating tool if you are in a very well ventilated area, or just use a pair of scissors like I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to roll it just like it is and put it to the side. My deco mesh is all cut, and all that's left from my roll is this little piece right here, which I'll use in a different project. Now let's get started on our ruffles. As you can see, our deco mesh has a natural memory to the way it curls in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl it kind of towards the table. That's how I'm laying it down. Instead of this side where it's going to curl up, I'm curling it kind of onto the table, which makes it easier to work with. First things first, I'm going to give it a little fold. This is just a habit of mine, and you want it to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch maximum. Then you're going to grab 2 of your thumbs and just place them right there in the center, and we are starting to bring our beautiful ruffle in. And by the way, did I mention that this is fun? Towards the end, I'm kind of going to have it folded just a little bit on the other side. And then I'm ready to bring it onto my evergreen wreath. I'm going to take just 2 of these green pieces, and I'm going to give it a good twist. And I'm just doing one, and I'm going to kind of just twist those back. Look at this. How absolutely gorgeous. The way I like to put my ruffles onto an evergreen wreath is I'm going to put one on top, one on bottom, to the side, and to the side. Once I have my 4, then the other 4 are easy because you are just going to put them in between your main 4 ruffles. Let's do the next one. Little fold, thumbs in the center, and let's go. When you're looking at your wreath, you have your 4 corners, and now all you're going to do is continue making those ruffles and just go in between each one of these. Okay, my friends, look how gorgeous this base is. Absolutely stunning, and it's so full. For the ribbon, I'm going to be using this red and white little stocking one, and it's so cute. It was thrifted from Goodwill, and I'm going to cut it into 10-inch strips. You are going to need a total of 16 10-inch strips of this ribbon, and you can use 1.5 inch or 2.5 inch. This particular ribbon is 2.5 inches in width. After my ribbon is all cut up, I'm going to fold each one in half and then in half at the top, and I'm going to make little dovetails. There you go, and there's your piece. Now that I have my ribbon all cut up and ready to go, I need something to enhance the ribbon. One option is some sort of a mesh ribbon, but if you are going to use something like this needs to be wired. Another option is a garland. You can use one of these berry garlands, or this is actually from the Dollar Tree also. This is a mini bell garland, but you do need a little bit more than I have here, so I'm not going to go with this. What I did decide to go with is some mesh tubing. We are going to really jazz it up with some mesh tubing. The first mesh tubing that I'm going to use is this very beautiful iridescent one, and it's going to match the little bit of sparkle that I have on my little ribbon right here. And then the second one I'm going to use, also from the Dollar Tree, is this red one. My ribbon is 10 inches, but my mesh tubing I'm going to cut into 8-inch little pieces, because when we put it on here, it's going to pop a little bit and stretch where we bring it together. So I'm measuring my mesh tubing at 8 inches, and I'm going to make 16 pieces of 8 inches each. To make my bundles, I'm going to grab 4 12-inch pipe cleaners, fold them in half, and just cut them this way. Now it's time to make our little bundles. I'm going to bring 2 pieces of ribbon, just crisscross them, bring them together, pinch them. Then you grab 4 pieces of the mesh tubing, 2 red, 2 of the iridescent white, and I'm just going to put them on top. Next, just grab our pipe cleaner, nice 2 twists in the back, and look at this. How fun is this? And then now I'm just going to go to every one of our little bundles and attach the pipe cleaner in the back. You have enough to bring it around the actual wreath base and give it a few twists, and we have our first bundle. I'm just going to move on and just go one after another and make our little bundles. And you can, of course, either do the bundles right away like I did and then attach them, or just keep on making your bundles and attaching them as you go along. I just feel like it was faster if I just did them real quick and then start attaching them. Now that my bundles are all on, I'm just going to go around and start opening them up, making sure they are nicely displayed. The next thing I'm going to do as I'm going around the circle is what I call kind of locking it in. So when you have a ribbon that's going like this next one, you don't want it to be against it. You want to cover this little area right here. So I'm just going to go in with the ribbon this way and just open it up. And then the next one is going to go on both sides of this one, and just so on and so forth. Keep on going around, and this way it's going to give you a nice coverage. I mean, look at this. This is not open. This is open, nice and smooth, going all the way around. As far as the center of my bundle, I decided to just leave it alone because I feel like the mesh tubing really fills in that little space and it looks beautiful. I do not want to mess with it. As far as the center of the wreath, I'm going to grab a snowflake. This snowflake comes in a set of 3, 1, 2, 3. I used the third one up last year and I have these 2 left, so I'm going to grab just one of them. The nice thing about these snowflakes is they have 2 areas right here that you can attach it to the wreath. You don't have to, get creative or anything or worry about hot gluing anything. Now, after I put it on, I just thought something was missing, so I grabbed another ornament from the Dollar Tree, which is this snowflake, and decided to just enhance this middle one. But I did not like this stone right here, so I'm going to remove remove the stone. It just came off with some glue right there, so I'm going to put that to the side. On the little flower, I have some iridescence, which is going to go along with my mesh tubing, a little bit on my ribbon, and of course the little shimmer on my actual deco mesh. To fill in the center, I'm going to grab a vase filler from the Dollar Tree, and I just keep these in a plastic bag after I've used it. I grabbed a large piece and I'm just measuring it, and as I see that it won't sit nicely, I'm going to just give it a little cut, and I use a letter opener to cut these. It's safer and it works real well. So I'm going to just cut a little bit so it sits nicely, and just grab some hot glue and put that right in the center. Now I'm going to grab a floral wire, and I'm going to get a quite a long piece. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go from one side to the next on the snowflake, and I'm going to go in about 2 inches and fold it in so it stays in place. Then I'm going to jump over the little bridge right here and go to the opposite side. Both sides of the wire are on this side. I'm going to grab the longer one, of course, and I'm going to crisscross it on this side and go to the opposite side. So here's how my wire went. It went from one side to the next, jumped over, went to this side, back to this side, back over there. So basically you do what you need to do to lock it in. Now that I have it locked in, I'm going to go to my snowflake ornament and just wire it on to the back of it. Now I'm just arranging the snowflake to be where I want it to be. When it is where I want it to be, I'm just going to tighten this in. Now I'm going to cut 2 more pieces. I don't know, anywhere from 8 to 10, I guess. And then I'm going to go on the loops that my snowflake already has, fold my wire in half and give it a few twists. And this is how I'm going to attach it to my wreath form. As far as hanging the wreath, all I'm going to do is grab 2 pieces of greenery, make sure that they're both solid on the wreath form, and I'm just going to make a little twist right here, and that's it. You have a hanging hook. This wreath is ready to go on your door or as a wall decor. Enjoyed this beautiful wreath, and if you would love to see more wreaths like that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also to give me a thumbs up, because that helps my video grow and of course my channel. Thank you so much for being with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye, my sweet friends. Mwah.